Okay, indeed. Welcome back, and we thank you for your patience if we started from the beginning. But we do believe the road is going to be less rough from now on. In terms of the sound quality, our guest remains Mr. Andew Emwanta. He's a constitutional lawyer, member of the Edo State Assets Verification Committee, and he's been speaking about some restorative work that the Monday Ekpobolo administration is carrying out. Some of it a carryover from the past administration. He's spoken about the Ambrose Ali University affair, and but the pictures that you were seeing there relate to. It goes right back to I think 2023 again, when what was it now? 11 months after that June 2023 recommendation of the NJC that 8 justices should be sworn in. They had been recommended for swearing in, but only 5 of them. And so now you see those are the 3 extra judges, the 3 judges that were not appointed then. There's Ojo Maureen Osa, there's Okudamiya Godwin Jeff, and Edogoge Eboige, all of their lordships into the Edo State High Court. So what's the story there? Because the part of the commentary that the governor had given was that nobody deserved to be victimized or punitively handled because he didn't have a godfather. So that was a bit curious when I heard all of that. I said, okay, luckily we have you here, so you can tell us, is there any particular reason why after the NJC, the National Judicial Council, had recommended 8 justices for appointment, only 5 were done so, and then it's taken all this time, 11 months afterwards, for this Ekpobolo administration to now appoint, to put in, to swear in those 3 justices that we just saw? What's the backstory?
Thank you. I think you did a good job in trying to set the history, but beyond that history, the Edo State government recommended these persons. They did recommend themselves to the National Judicial Council. We had 8 vacancies for appointment as judges of the DC High Court. So normally what you do is you send 1 preferred and somebody that will be like on the reserve.
Okay.
And we had 16 names forwarded by the Edo State Judicial Service Commission, a body appointed by the same governor, the former governor Obaseki. So these names went to the National Judicial Council, and after the screening, they went through many filtration processes. 8 persons were recommended June 2023. Unfortunately, after their recommendation, the governor had made it clear that he was not going to inaugurate these persons, that after their recommendation, certain petitions were written. And I will tell you the reason why Obaseki refused to swear them in if I was in government. He had specific individuals who would have preferred to be recommended by the NJC. When those names did not come out, he now said those other 8 he would not swear them in. I went to court. I challenged Obaseki through a suit before the Federal High Court. I don't want to give too many details because this matter is still sub judice.
Okay.
But because the governor has sworn in these 3 persons out of the original 8, Obaseki swore in 5 on the 10th of May this year. And the question is, why do this thing piecemeal? The judiciary is said to be the last hope of the common man. But Obaseki reduced the Edo State judiciary to people who will go cap in hands. Unfortunately, even the 5 is sworn in their vehicles as we speak. These judges have no vehicles, no operational vehicles. Edo State became a pariah state as far as the issue of justice and judiciary under the last administration. So the governor looked at the case of these 3 persons, and there was no legal basis for depriving them the opportunity of sitting on the bench, having been recommended by the National Judicial Council. Remember when this present Chief Justice of Nigeria was being screened by the Senate? Remember Senator Shomole asked that question, and the CJ was, she said, the judiciary is a bit handicapped. It's a situation where the NJC, the body that recommends for appointment, haven't gone through a very long, rigorous process of screening these persons. The governor will just sit back and say, I will not swear them in.
Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. I beg your pardon, sir. I'm going to come back to you, but I must take a call that has been waiting. I'm going to come back to you, but we do have a call that has been waiting for quite a bit. And indeed, good morning to you. Thank you for holding on. Go ahead now, please, but tell us your name first and where you're calling from. The caller. Good morning.
I'm Luke, calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay. Good morning, Luke, in Port Harcourt. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead now.
I think the network has been against us these days. I don't know what is wrong.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
The point I want to make is that, my brother, the truth of the matter is, when you have less functioning institutions, this will be the problem. The reason of why we, the youth, are crying bitterly when we sit down and we say, shame to these leaders, shame to these our fathers, who have, lay a bad foundation to this length. Shame to all of them. From the military time down to this time, we are saying a big shame to them. Because this is what you have. You have an institution that is less. First of all, let us ask ourselves, why did they judge? What was the reason why they judge not swear in? First, let's start from there. But that is showing because maybe one big man, one big person thinks that, no, it's time of power. That's not a problem that we are crying every time. These are the things that makes you and I to see the way that's supposed to be the work of a common man is, full with fear.
All right. All right then.
I rather do my case outside the court that, seeing the court as a place of judgment. So these are the circumstances. Yes. Now, it's just like what is happening in Port Harcourt. It's just like what is happening in Port Harcourt. Where we were well known as Slaughter Market was taken over by one big man somewhere. That's a problem. And when you answer this, when you are trying to answer this question, the police who are supposed to be of your own faith is against you. Go to Slaughter as I'm talking to you and see what is happening here. So, my brother, the question here is that the truth of my concern is that I am thanking God that those churches have been recognized, and I am telling the FCC government in the state they should not see it as a time of revenge. Let us see how we can make the past be